Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan is the perfect villain, and here's why. When you envision villains, you'd often think of individuals whose actions stem solely from their personal desires, regardless of the impact on others. This description fittingly aligns with Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan, and today I'll delve into how Eren evolved into a complex villain through his psychological development, and the events that led to many deaths within the series. But before we continue, kindly hit that subscribe and like button as it always helps out. Eren Yeager embodies multifaceted complexities, and his steadfast belief and genuine liberation eventually drove him towards a questionable path. Or did it? Initially portrayed as an oblivious figure, his strategic manipulation began early on. Even before the time skip, Eren had predetermined his course of action. Collaborating with Armin, they aimed to liberate the world from perpetual suffering by expanding their understanding and rebuilding. Their interpretations diverged, with Eren advocating for a more direct and radical approach compared to Armin, leading him to eventually be labelled as a villain. Eren's inability to foster understanding isolated him, as he believed his actions were imperative. The weight of responsibility eroded his sanity, turning him into a man enslaved by his own destiny. The endless possibilities of sacrifice for rebuilding consumed him in the end. His failure to comprehend others ultimately led to the destruction of the very freedom he sought. Realizing his role in triggering catastrophic events, Eren knew that his desires were within reach. However, he questioned the worthiness of achieving true freedom or happiness at the expense of countless lives. His gradual descent into madness stemmed from the necessity to forsake his humanity for his existential purpose of rebuilding a shattered world. Eren wasn't conquering external forces, but battling his own mind, suppressing his desires. This complexity is what sets him apart. His unwavering ideals transformed him from an empathetic individual into an inhumane entity. It's the sheer strength of these motives that reshape his character entirely. Consider Light Yagami from Death Note. Similar to Eren, both possess the power to materialize their desires into reality, showcasing how strong motives can lead to a transformation from a relatable figure to an entirely different entity, a hallmark of a compelling villain. To qualify as a convincing villain, meeting certain criteria becomes imperative. Firstly, possessing sufficient power to actualize intentions, motives, or objectives. Secondly, a well-crafted backstory, coupled with both physical and psychological development. And thirdly, exhibiting intellectual prowess or manipulative abilities. When these qualities are combined, a villain's success hinges on their execution. In the case of Eren, he epitomizes the archetype of an adept villain. He willingly suppressed his personal desires for his ultimate end goal, masterfully manipulating situations to achieve his own objectives, uses his power irresponsibly in pursuit of his aims, and proves challenging to defeat. His descent into madness just complements his villainous evolution. It serves as a testament to his transformation and offers a comprehensive understanding of his character and aspirations. His controversial nature is another aspect that really gives him an edge when it comes to exhibiting his personal beliefs. Whether it is minuscule or not does not concern the actual development he has as a character. Eren typically operates as a logical thinker, often keeping his emotions in check. However, as the series concludes, it's revealed that beneath this facade lies a concealed well of empathetic traits. He had been masking his genuine intentions, aiming to protect and save everyone he deeply cared for. This revelation of his empathetic side contrasts with the selfishness often associated with villains, enhancing his portrayal as a true antagonist. The shift from hero to villain is a pivotal moment for many compelling antagonists, and Eren's journey aligns with this narrative. It's often characterized by a self-righteous pursuit of revenge or a catalyst that propels him into darkness. Understanding Eren's powers and true intentions sheds light on a striking parallel. The Titans he vehemently fought against share similarities with him. Both exhibit a tendency to crush anything obstructing their own path. His eventual possession of the Founder's power aligns seamlessly with his inherent personality traits. Nearly all of Eren's characteristics aptly fit his persona. His initial pursuit of revenge gradually morphed into an unwavering determination to shield those he cherishes. This evolution is a common trajectory for villains who experience a shift from being a hero to a villain and then back to redemption. It entails a reflection on past mistakes and a fervent desire to rectify the harm caused. This power consumed him entirely, evident in how he orchestrated his own father's act of slaying the founding Titan, a prominent step in realizing his grand designs. as Eren's unwavering determination to achieve his goals by any means necessary truly defines his own character, showcasing his readiness to pursue his objectives without hesitation or reservation. In the grand scheme of Attack on Titan, Eren's actions earn him the right to be a detestable antagonist who was never given an ultimatum. From the very beginning, he had the traits befitting of a truly maniacal person. Those who opposed his will never stood a chance, as his resolve transitions into unbreakable malice, hurting people for his sadistic interpretation of liberation, as the ending perfectly portrays this within the final scene. Throughout the final conversation with Armin, Eren realizes how his ideals were all a fabrication and that the freedom he sought was already with him from the start. And this realization was what turned Eren from imperfect to perfect, as he was able to criticize everything he once believed for the truth and eventually come to terms with what he had done. He had rebuilt himself before the world he so desperately sought. This is what makes Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan a masterclass in villainy, as he was not only able to define his shortcomings, but admire what he was doing from the start, even if it was wrong. He couldn't understand why in the end, but it was all a part of the cycle that enveloped his mind. Ultimately, Eren redefined the archetype of antagonists and inadvertently molded himself into the perfect villain. If you like this video, don't hesitate to leave a subscription and like, as it always supports the channel, and as always, peace!